we are reading the books we already own. Because let's be honest, we can't afford new ones anyway. If you are new here, I'm going through my bookshelf one book at a time, reading the ones I haven't read yet and deciding what gets to stay and what's gotta go. And I just finished Cursed Boys and Broken Hearts by Adam Sass, so let's discuss. Grant's family runs a rundown B&B vineyard. And one of the highlights of this B&B is a magical rose that when wished upon is supposed to help reveal your true love. But Grant believes that 5 years ago when he made a wish to it, it actually cursed him instead. Now, Grant has agreed to return to the B&B for the summer to help renovate it and keep it from going under, which means he'll have to face his own personal demons as well as the hot gardener slash his old crush, Ben. This book was not at all what I thought it was going to be. For one, it is a young adult contemporary romance. There are no fantasy elements actually in the book at all. All this stuff with the magic wishing rose and the curse, it's not actually like real magic, if you know what I mean. Instead, this book kind of reads like a Hallmark movie, but like a good Hallmark movie. Like it has that whole I'm escaping the city to go to the farm to help save the pigs vibe. You know. The two main characters definitely have a like enemies to lovers second chance romance thing going on, and I thought that was done really well here. I think the main character Grant is incredibly relatable. He is dealing with some pretty heavy depression, and the book does have a trigger warning at the beginning about that. And some of that is coming from his inability to have like an actual relationship, but a lot more of it is coming from his undealt with issues with his family around his coming out. But the weird thing about Grant is that I saw a lot of my younger self in him. I found him really relatable, but he is one of those characters that I'm sure that if I met him in real life, he would drive me crazy. Like he is a master of creating his own drama. At one point, Ben points out that Grant doesn't have room for a relationship in his life because he's too in love with his own drama, and that is very correct. Because of that, this book often felt like it was healing my soul one second and completely infuriating me the next. All of that being said, I do think this was one of the better young adult gay romance books that I've read in a while. The only other book I've read by Adam Sass was Surrender Your Sons, and I liked this a lot more. Don't get me wrong, a lot of the book is incredibly cute. There are just times where I wanted to reach through the pages and grab the main character and just shake him because he was driving me nuts. I did give Cursed Boys and Broken Hearts a 4 out of 5. However, I do think this is going to be an unhaul for me, mainly because I'm trying to keep the books on my shelf to books that had a really deep effect on me or books that I think I'll want to reread someday. And this book falls into the category of like, I'm glad I read it, I enjoyed it, but I don't think I'd ever read it again, you know? And so, we move on to the next. The next books on my shelf I have read. Those are The Darkness Outside Us and The Brightness Between Us. This is so far a duology. I would be shocked if it did not become a trilogy at some point, but who knows? The Darkness Outside Us is one of my favorite books ever. It is full of twists and turns, and I love the main characters. I adore this book. So obviously, these will not be going anywhere. They are staying on my shelf. Which brings us to the next book on my shelf that I have not read, From Tokyo with Love by Sarah Kuhn. I'm pretty sure I got this book in a box from a publisher, like back when I started making content. It's been on my shelf forever. Also, I was just in Los Angeles last week where this book takes place, so it seems like the perfect time to read it. What books are you reading off your shelf this week? Let me know in the comments.